The important part of the component is the audience hearing us.
It should be called the Three Stooges.
You know what? That's a unique name. I've never heard that one before.
It should be called One Emperor and Two Serfs. That's what it should be called.
I hope my mic is so loud
it's not
that nobody can hear anybody but me.
You know what I hope? I hope.
Too late. I already hope something.
So I can't hope now?
No.
God, fuck you. I can't. So that's it. One hope per show.
That's it. Yeah,
that's it.
He called shotgun on hope.
Yeah.
He called shotgun on hope. Yeah. So
I want to hope too.
you have no hope. No.
Go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
Pal. Yeah. No one's hoping anybody at all.
Whatever dreams you might have had have been reduced to ashes.
We were playing a golf tournament today. I was telling Mark, and we lost again. And allegedly, the guys who were in the tournament
Sorry to hear.
were not very good, but we lost by a couple.
With handicap, obviously.
No handicap. It's a scramble.
Okay.
Just four guys hitting the ball.
Got it.
But the guy who was on our team, who was running the whole thing, he guaranteed us that the people weren't that good. And I said, you don't have to be good to win a golf
No,
tournament.
not at all. In fact, actually, the worse you are, the more the chances, the more likely that you're going to win.
Well, you have to use the Stanton method of scoring. Yeah. And I told him, I said, he goes, oh, we only lost by 2. I said, well, we would have won by 11 if you'd have just written down better scores.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you heard of this guy, Yip Strickler? Yip
Strickler.
Like the yips.
Okay, I need to have him on the show immediately just so I can say, this week's guest is Yip Strickler.
He's been on a lot of podcasts, and I think he may
He's
have his
whore.
own podcast. He has a YouTube show, and his name is Golf's Independent Journalist. So, investigating handicaps and tournaments at the prestigious private golfing clubs. So what he does is he goes to, like, we have the CDGA handicap thing.
Right.
So he goes to the other one, I guess that's like a nationwide thing that most private clubs use.
I think it's just the USGA, which is
that's
the big one. Our CDGA is connected to the USGA.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
all connected.
So he goes to that. So there's all these prestigious club championships where it's member, right, and they use your handicaps. And then there's also these independent
member. Yeah. Sorry.
There's also these independent tournaments that you can sign up for. Like there's this Barstool International that's pretty popular, and they use handicaps and everything.
Sure. I mean, most everything uses the USGA as their handicap.
So what he does is he goes after sandbaggers, guys like that will shoot a 72 but not report it.
Oh.
And then he does these 10 to 15 minute videos, and they're fucking hilarious. And he calls out these guys. Like, he has pictures, he has their social media posts, he has videos, because most of these guys post on social media. And,
right.
And then, so he'll go back, he'll spend like 2 months investigating this guy. Like, this guy's won the member like twice, he's won the Barstool twice, and he's like an 11 handicap. How's he doing it? Well, he's really like, he's really like a 10 handicap, but he's getting an extra stroke in this hole, so he nets a 59 and a 60 like every time in these tournaments.
So he's in the White House right now?
Yeah.
Is that what we're saying?
That's even worse. But Yip Strickler, you got to watch it. It's pretty
Yip
funny stuff.
It's
It made
an
me
unfortunate
think
name.
he's hilarious. No, that's his. That's a joke. Yip.
Yeah. Get the yips.
Strickler.
Yeah. I like that.
It's like John Schenkenberg or something.
That would be awesome. That would be really awesome. All right, you know what? If we're gonna talk a little bit about golf, I'm outraged. I finally agree with people on social media.
What they don't want us talking about.
No. I don't know if you saw this, but I recently saw Paige Spareneck posted a picture of herself playing golf, and what she wore was sickening.
So
it was sickening.
was she wearing which Whore's uniform of the week was she wearing this time?
Here, if you don't know who Paige Spareneck is, best way I can describe her is totally fucking hot. Not even moderately hot. Like, not like super hot. She's way beyond super hot.
She was at the golf show here in Chicago 2 years ago.
Yeah. I think she's there every year.
No.
Would that be accurate, Ted?
Well, plus she's a sometimes threesome partner of probably some higher level PGA professionals. Is my guess. She's like the plaything they take out. I don't know. It's possible. I've taken some slut walks of shame. Yeah. It's not a big deal.
So the other day, what?
It's a big deal.
How many PGA professionals have you had sex with? Let's breaking news, Ted. Yeah, because the way you play golf, I would figure they wouldn't want to be anywhere near you.
Just the ones that miss consecutive cuts. That's the only one.
Says, I've walked down a few par fives in my day.
As a slut. Yeah. Well, the other day she took a picture of herself. She was wearing a very tight white tank top and an extremely short white skirt. And I found that offensive. Agree or disagree?
Well, are you reading it what somebody said, or is these are your thoughts?
I agree. I agree that it was offensive.
We're supposed to agree with you
so
on that.
tight. Yeah. And so the skirt was so short, and the tank top was so tight.
Disgusted.
I was disgusted.
How does she rotate and get to the golf ball?
Oh wait, hold on a second. I'm sorry. I'm
never.
sorry. No, it has nothing to do with her wearing that.
Oh,
Here's my problem. I believe that there are going to be thousands, maybe tens of thousands of women who should never be wearing anything like that, who see that, and I will be forced to see them wearing that on the golf course, and she is now causing me pain and discomfort. I'm honestly, this is my dilemma. So I'm just letting you know that actions have consequences.
so is she's just like a golf influencer, right? She's not like really like what's her role? Is she like an announcer? She's not like an LPGA pro.
She's an influencer.
She's just like an influencer.
Yeah, she's just an influencer.
And
super hot, and she golfed. She golfed in college and stuff. I think she golfed.
She golfed
maybe
on
in
the LPGA,
I think
minor league.
The minor leagues, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Minor leagues,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, because I always get her confused with that Amanda Balionis, who's just an announcer. She's just an announcer.
Yeah, she's just an announcer.
Can I just interject here? Since we're on golf talk, this has nothing to do with golf, but it has to do with Ted. It has to do with Ted on the golf course, so it's kind of like a segue.
Okay. All right.
So we went golfing on Sunday.
Oh yeah, I know what you're going to say.
Prior to that, we went golfing on Friday. Friday was just the three of us.
Friday's just three of us.
And by the 15th hole, I don't know. How would you describe Ted?
Blind, stupid, drunk. Yeah, so stupid that he had this look on his face
On the 15th hole.
Yeah, he was so drunk and high.
It was so hot.
It was hot.
It was so hot that we actually got an adjustment to our handicaps, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Wait, that's a real thing.
But Ted was in a bad place.
So on the 15th
a
hole,
really bad place.
Did I win?
Matt looks at you. You did win. So on the 15th hole, Matt looks at you, and he goes, "Oh my God, Ted, you are so fucking drunk right now. You should see your face."
You know what? He's not a doctor.
And then he says, "No, listen, don't interrupt. Hang on." And then he says, "You seriously, Ted? You have to stop drinking this much on the golf course." And you did a slow turn, and you looked at him, and you said, "Okay."
You did.
And then that was.
So I agreed with the man. What does he want me to do?
Yeah. So now flash forward to Sunday. The three of us are golfing with Pete, and there's a declaration made prior to us golfing that you are not going to drink today on the course on Sunday. You're not going to drink.
Correct.
Okay. So there's a big rain delay. So we
Huge,
got there before it's downpour before our tee time. So we had to wait to tee off. We probably teed off 30 minutes late, but we were there 30 minutes before our tee time. So we're all inside the bar
Everyone
area.
knows what's coming. Everyone knows what's coming.
We're all in the bar area, and Ted orders a whiskey.
But he said he wasn't going to drink on the course.
Right.
And in his
So
defense,
he orders a drink immediately. He immediately orders a whiskey.
I didn't even think we were going to play at that point. I didn't know if we were going out
just
there.
wanted to drink and
watch the
drink
Bears
to drive.
game. No, I was just going to watch the
What
Bears
did you
game
order?
and
What
leave.
was that, a Knob Creek?
Knob Creek and just some diet.
He was a Knob Creek, a double Knob Creek and diet.
Just one.
No, but that was a double. I watched him pour it. He knows you. So then,
because everyone who knows Ted pours him a double because he know that.
So then we we play
thank
9
you, but I
holes.
didn't ask for it.
We play 9 holes, and Ted is dry as a bone because he didn't bring any alcohol on the course with him. Right?
Yeah, no
Correct,
drinking.
correct,
of course.
correct.
So after 9, Ted
This
says,
was great. He
I'm
goes-
in the cart with Ted. You're in the cart with Pete.
Yeah.
Ted says, I'm starving. I got to get something to eat. And I'm driving the car. I'm like, all right, fine, Ted. We can go get something
Yeah.
to
Oh,
drink.
he made a big deal
I said,
about
we can
he
get something
needed
to drink.
a sandwich.
Yeah.
He needed a
I
sandwich.
did get the sandwich, though.
You did get a
It was
sandwich
good.
with 2
And?
cocktails.
Yeah, it was those carbless ones. It's like 5% alcohol.
5%
Wait, you got 2 of those can things?
Yeah.
I actually dumped one out because you gave me a beer halfway through. After
So
that,
you-
I dumped
So you
the
paid
one
$10
out.
for one, dumped half of it out, and drank the other one.
Why did you dump half of it out?
Because you gave me a beer.
You couldn't just slam that one down and drink the beer?
It was too sweet. It was like, so
He suffered through 1.5.
yeah. So
That is pretty amazing. I mean, but I have to admit, going from a bottle of Crown Royal to 1 drink beforehand and a couple of seltzer things
carbless,
and a Coors.
hard seltzer, yeah.
And the only reason Ted has a Coors is because Mark just wouldn't drink his ice cold Coors on a super hot day.
Correct.
Of course, yeah. So,
It's good. The banquet beer. That is, I'm telling you right
in
now.
a little glass bottle.
Yeah.
Keep it
that is-
classy.
That is just
Yeah.
the way to do it. Just one beer,
Yeah.
you know.
I was shooting for a sub 90 round, and if I'm going to do that, I can't drink 1 beer. I can't even drink a beer.
You can't drink one beer?
No.
That's in your head, man.
I don't. I mean, yeah.
That's in your head. I mean, I don't know. I was watching some movie. If you had to shoot animals coming out of hell, could you have one beer before you did it?
Yeah.
I think you could.
Yeah,
I think you could. Yeah. I'm halfway through. Not even halfway. I'm a third of the way through The Gorge.
What might that be?
I don't know. The guy says you're protecting the world from animals from hell. Don't let anything come out of there. Okay. And it's him on one side. Of the gorge.
I thought you were talking to Kim Kardashian's gynecologist. That's what I thought.
No, but it's this guy. Wow. This guy on one side of the gorge, the west side of the gorge, young guy, 30 years old, good looking. The other side of the gorge is a hot 30-year-old girl on the east side of the gorge. And they're not supposed to communicate, but they're both hot, so that's where we're at.
Okay,
yeah, and they're saving everybody from hell, and they're both hot, and they're communicating. So there you go. There's the movie.
Well, movies, it's always about we only care about what happens to hot-looking people. As long as they're hot-looking, that's we're concerned about them.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it'd be way funnier if both people on both sides were just fat and gross.
What is this? A show?
It's a movie.
A movie?
Yes, it's a movie. Yeah, it's a movie.
So obviously, it sounds like somebody wrote that movie where they were drunk and high.
It's called The Gorge.
What if we just had two regular people? The Gorge.
So that's like you sitting in the backyard with squirrels. That's your gorge, right?
Want to shoot the squirrels?
Right.
Oh, they're from hell. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean that's your animal from hell.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can
Mine
say
too,
that, right? Yeah. No, I don't like squirrels. Let's get this out of the way. This is the Real 3 Idiots podcast, and happy National Vinyl Record Day.
As opposed to what other kind of record? Rubber records?
Vinyl records. CDs, I don't know, whatever. No. And this is, Mark, if you'd like to, take 2 minutes and tell us why vinyl is better than the digital music we listen to today.
It's needle on the vinyl, man. It's pure. It's just pure. It's way better. You don't think, no. There's no comparison between listening. I mean, I have a turntable at home. I have many, many albums. I've always been an audiophile in that regard. Big fan of record stores. Shout out to Rolling Stone Records here in Norwich.
Still exists.
Still
somehow.
Go there. Still
amazing.
go there.
It's amazing.
The sound quality, there's no comparison.
It's worse.
It's way better.
Those cracks and pops aren't part of the music.
Well, if you clean your record and you have a clean needle, you don't really hear that.
I knew he was going to do this. I knew it. I knew you were going to say this.
There is a significant difference between vinyl and digital and/or CD or cassette deck. That there's no arguing that. Everybody knows that.
What?
It's a better sound. It's a better quality sound. Digital's horrible compared to vinyl. Horrible.
Digital is exactly what is supposed to be there without anything extra.
No, it's not. It's not laid down on vinyl. It's not. It's not. And CDs are even worse. It's just a convenience thing. CDs, the quality of music coming out of a compact disc is horrendous because of the process. It's not. It goes through. It's processed music basically.
I don't buy it.
We already talked about this, and you looked it up at like 2 years ago, and you were like, "You're right, Mark." And
I absolutely did not say that.
You vindicated me on the very next show. You were like, "It turns out Mark was right. The quality of vinyl is superior to digital, and especially CD and cassette." So you're going to do it again, Ted.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Ted.
Yeah, I'm going to have a Ted moment right here, and I'm going to say that I don't believe that that's what happened.
Can we hear Siri's voice on the show?
It's absolutely don't want to hear it. No. Well, I'll check it. I'll check it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, if you enjoyed this episode, if you learned something today, please consider following the show, subscribing to your favorite podcast platform, or leaving a 5-star review. This helps the podcast more than I can say. This allows us to reach more and more people, and that would mean the world to us. Visit us at our website at voteforted.com. That's FORE, or just Google The Real 3 Idiots. Yeah, I'm trying to get just so you guys know, I'm trying to get a chimp expert on.
Nice.
Yeah.
We've been talking about that for years.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm literally working on getting a chimp expert, and then this will be one of those shows, Ted, where instead of Mark and I asking a lot of questions and you not asking a lot or saying something like, "Okay, just one question I have," right? Or my final question, or I don't know if anybody answered this, but what's your name?
Excuse me, sir, but can I ask a question?
Yeah, like the guy's going to go, "Ted, if you ask me a goddamn question, I will kill you. I will find where you live, and I will kill you."
Or just on the chimp to do it, right?
Yeah, but I figure that way.
Here's my question. Like, he takes ownership. This is mine. This is my question.
No one's ever going to ask you this. No one's ever even asked you this before. Have you used ketchup ever? Okay, enough said. I think.
But you know what? I will say this with guests compared to 2 or 3 years ago, Ted's way better.
He is way better
because you used to ask a question and you never ended the question.
It was an open-ended question.
No, you just kept rambling on. It was an endless question.
Yeah.
There was no.
It was like Trump telling us about something amazing that he did.
Yeah.
And then just going off into like how nice the walls look, how he got new shoes.
Ooh, a paperclip.
And how this person is a very, very. This is my favorite. What he did the other day. Very, 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 very. And then he added 2 more. Very, very bad person. I'm just like, that's so fucking bad. If you have 6 veries. I mean, just think about how bad that person would be.
Well,
6 veries.
Don't forget about the $200 million gold ballroom that they're building, I think.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Let's get back to you stumbling on questions.
Yeah, but that's what it's like. It's just like that.
But we used to give you hand signals like, Ted, you already asked a question. Stop talking.
I asked the pizza guy a couple of questions last week.
No, you've gotten better. I mean,
much
there's
better.
no comparison because you used to ask the question, and then you would play different scenarios like. You would say, "Excuse me, but why do you think apples are red?" For instance, how they grow on trees, and then sometimes people pick them, and then you would just go on and on and on after you asked the question.
Well, Mark, we all evolve over time, so in theory, or some of us devolve. Works both ways. So
that's your golf game.
It devolves. No, I would say that both of you guys are playing much better golf than you were even 3 months ago.
No, Mark's
massive
improvement. He's playing really well.
I started this season. I was my index was a 24.6. I am a 19.9.
Wow, that's huge. That's a huge leap.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's really good.
And I'll qualify it by saying that's playing straight up. That's not with all the little silly shenanigans stuff that some of our compadres do. This is real.
And you know what I love about my buddy Whitey? He said to me, he's
got an awesome nickname.
He said,
the mob.
He says, he saw my handicap and he goes, "Oh, dude," he goes, "That's fucking awesome." Because last year when we golfed, you were 24.8. I go, right? I go, see,
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. Yeah. All right, before we get to Ted's tip, I want to do a new segment, and it's called "This Can't Be Real." Okay, and I this just happened the other. I think this happened today.
Is this Dildo Nets?
DildoNets.com. No,
that's the
WNBA Dildo Nets.
What?
I sent you a text. The
WNBA
WNBA is now requiring all 13 teams to put up anti-dildo nets. It's a thing. It's true. It's not fake. I thought it was fake news. They have to put up nets so people can't throw dildos on the court. And then one guy wrote, "We are on the verge of seeing unprecedented dildo launching technology coming down soon." And then another guy said,
"Not real,
dude. It is real. It is real." And then another guy said, "I'm pacing back and forth behind a dildo net like a caged lion."
What about? Well, how about this? What about the dildo drone to circumvent the net?
Well,
and all of the security measures.
How would you get into a game with a drone full of dildos? And here's my question:
it would always be kept in a remote location until
Matt, you didn't hear about this? You heard about the dildos on the court, right?
No.
There's been 6 instances in like the last week and a half. It started here in Chicago.
It's true, yeah. So someone's been throwing fans have been throwing dildos on the court at NBA games for whatever reason. And here's the
for whatever reason.
And here's what I read. So actually, some 18-year-old just got busted. He attempted to throw a dildo on the court and hit a 14-year-old fellow fan with the dildo.
That's sexual assault.
Instead of it getting to the court.
So you know why they could put up anti-dildo nets? Because there's so few fans at the game. There's so few fans at the game, right? That they close the upper deck, like at Allstate Arena when there's nobody in the upper deck, so it's just the main floor seating, right?
Wait, can you picture this for a second?
They already have a picture of one of the arenas with the nets up.
Yeah. Roger, remember that dumbass idea I had a couple years ago, the anti-dildo nets? Well, guess who's made $1 million?
Somebody said, who had this on their bingo card? Dildo nets.
I mean,
but now they're just going to have to figure out a way to launch them over the net now. Instead of throwing it onto the court, they're going to be launched.
You have one of those Nerf like water gun things with just
exactly.
Shoot the dildo out of there.
Nerf dildo guns.
Exactly.
There's a
That's what we're going to do. Nerf
the little
dildo
pump
guns.
Things. Pardon the pun.
A pump shotgun of Nerf dildo. Would they be little tiny instead of those little squishy projectile things? They're dildos.
This has
it could be a little pocket rocket too. You don't even need a full size dildo. Yeah, but
that pocket rocket doesn't count.
No, but I'm saying
isn't a dick a pocket rocket?
No, but
a pocket rocket doesn't even look like a dick.
No,
I'm just saying you have a scaled down dildo, so it ensures delivery over the dildo net.
No,
and makes it to the court.
No.
Won't they just change the dildo net? It's an ever expanding and changing.
It's evolving. Exactly.
It's evolving.
But the thing is, there's actually you could bet on what color dildo is going to land on the court next. It's crazy. 6 dildos have landed on the court in the past week and a half.
I can't. So let me get this straight. You go to the game, and instead of just going to the game to watch the game,
right,
you go to the game to be a jagoff and throw a dildo on.
I actually thought it was something like what
hockey
does.
Pocket pussies on.
I thought it was like a hockey game, where they throw the squid on the court after something happens.
Something good.
Or a hat trick, you throw your hat out there.
Yeah.
I thought that was what it was. Somebody did something on the court to deserve a dildo being thrown out there.
So somebody
they should have embraced
this. Somebody
like
hits
hockey
a 3.
Embraces it, right?
Somebody hits a 3
dildos.
And they just shower dildos.
Yeah, just like the figure skaters.
No,
the
and
figure
you know what
skaters.
the problem with this is? The problem is, okay, we all know, Ted. We all know that nobody goes to the games, right?
They go to Caitlin Clark games.
I've heard
they go to those games, right?
I've heard that the attendance has been slightly lacking.
So if they did not, so the one girl from the Fever came out on Twitter when the first dildo came out on the court, and she goes, "Listen, you guys can't throw dildos on the courts anymore because someone's going to get hurt." And then that was on.
Well, sounds like someone's feelings are already hurt.
But they addressed it and they made it a thing, and now it became a thing.
Well, how about just don't throw stuff on the court? We're just going to kick you out of the game.
Yeah. But there's hardly any security because there's not a lot of people at these games. So
it should be easy. That person threw a dildo.
They'd have no. I'm telling you, they caught one guy, I think.
Well, I think you're giving it validity. So when someone from because I think Mark's right. I think like there was a coach from one of the teams, and she or he specifically mentioned dildos, and once they mentioned that, like in an actual press conference, like you have a post game thing, like this person got this many rebounds, we didn't hit the offensive glass, and stop throwing dildos on the court. Yes. And once you did that, once you did that, the dildo throwers won.
Ted is absolutely right.
You just gave them validity. You just validated their existence. You just validated their existence.
She put on her socials. Please do not throw dildos on the court. Someone's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, that's a great fucking idea.
New NBA record. Tina Johnson scored 42 points. New NBA record. Shatrice Johnson had 38 rebounds. New WNBA record. 11 dildos on the court.
But you know what sucks for these teams are? The WNBA collectively is losing like $20 million a year. Right, they're losing tens of millions a year.
That's almost as much as Stephen Colbert.
There's 13 teams in the league.
Just stop with that.
There's 13 teams in the league, and now the WNBA was requiring that all 13 teams put up anti-dildo nets.
They're just nets. They're not. Why are you saying anti-dildo nets?
They're dildo
just
nets.
Nets.
They're not nets for anything else. They're nets to keep dildos off the court.
But they could keep everything off the court. So they could just
say nothing else going on the court.
Listen, people are throwing full beer cans and hand grenades.
Wait a minute.
And then you could just really quietly just go, and dildos.
Because the nets are there, can you throw the dildos now? Because they're not going to get to the court.
It's just going to fly back in your face. It's just going to be...
believe me, there's somebody out there right now making they're called court dildos. They're specifically made to throw on the court.
So it's got that round thing where it'll go and it'll just stick on the court.
It's come on. Aerodynamic.
No. We got a guest, and we got to get to Ted's tip, and we got a lot of shit to do. All right.
We are getting back on the dildo talk after the guest.
Oh, man. You know what? It's kind of apropos that we're talking about this. It's time for Ted's tips. Please remember that following Ted's advice can lead to homelessness, colorblindness, explosive diarrhea, and a sudden and frequent urge to scream at horses. Okay? It's a disclaimer. It has to be said. Ted's tips are brought to you by stupidsonly.com, the dating app solely for stupid people. Do you find yourself on a date and you're overwhelmed when people talk about numbers or colors? Do big words confuse you and make your ears all warm and itchy? Stupids Only is the perfect dating app for you. And they don't ask for all sorts of difficult profile questions like where you live, how old you are, or which glue stick goes best with a beefaroni. God damn it, I can't do it. Stupidsonly.com only needs to know if you are alive and do you have enough money to pay for the app. If you're looking for a date with not much to say, who won't judge you because they don't know what that word means, go to stupidsonly.com. We guarantee you can find someone who thinks a purple tastes as good as an orange. All right. You got a song?
I do.
Sing it.
Ever since you tipped us, Ted, we all been in pain. Can't think of nothing else but poison pills and Crown. It's like we got a first-class ticket up at the Howard Street. You're driving us insane. Ted's tips, oh no, somebody call the po-po. We're going crazy. Shut the hell up, Teddy. Ted's tips, oh no, just a side of loco. Ted's going crazy. Think he needs his crown, baby.
Whoa.
Little Dirks Bentley, 5150.
Oh, you know what? I didn't particularly like the song, and I knew it was country music. I'm just not. I
Dirks
can't.
Bentley transcends genres.
All right, Teddy, we got to get this going. Are you ready for your tip?
Let's do it.
All right. Ted, I need your advice. My boyfriend decided about 3 months ago to become a vegan. I completely support his decision, and it seems to be working well for him. I've always eaten a good amount of fruit and vegetables. She had to add that, so take it for what it's worth. The problem is, it's all he talks about, and every time I eat meat, he can't stop talking about it and lecturing me on being vegan. I told him it was time to stop. He did for a short time, and now he's back at it. I need to make him stop, or I might just snap. No poison, no one's moving out, and I'm not going to withhold sex. It's just getting so annoying. Melanie, 29, Spokane, Washington. Is it Spokane? Spokane.
Spokane, yeah.
Spokane,
yeah.
Washington. All right.
Help
Melanie stop her boyfriend from being an annoying douche.
All right. So it's funny, actually, on a side note, when I actually saw that tip earlier today, I did happen to see by happenstance an article on social media that I guess some influencer who apparently has lived off of raw fruit for the last 10 years just died because all she ate was raw fruit. And she was like completely emaciated. I'm talking like Karen Carpenter emaciated. Yeah, she just looked, she was like thin. Yeah, so
I think once you get into that crazy stuff, it's too much.
Yeah, but 10 years, that was a good, to even last 10 years on that. But anyway, on a side note, okay, Melanie, so obviously it sounds like your boyfriend, whatever his name might be, is basically virtue signaling you with his new clean eating diet. And hey, you know what, good for him. But the fact that he will not stop talking about it despite you vehemently asking him not to shows that he doesn't really respect your boundaries, right? It's a boundary thing, right? You asked him not to do something, and even though it might be trivial to him, it's important to you, and I'm sure you said it more than once, and the fact that he still continues to do it, that prompted you to actually have to send in a tip to R.
Are you going to ask her? Are you going to tell her to throw a dildo at him?
So
I'm just okay. No, you're not good.
Yeah.
Good. Don't.
Yeah. So basically, you can do. They're kind of crude. They're kind of crude responses to what you can do, but hopefully they'll be effective. The first one is, anytime he brings it up again, you're just going to say STFU, which is obviously an acronym for shut the fuck up, please. Just stop talking about your diet.
Oh, so be really like straightforward.
Yeah, just please. Yeah, say we know you have your clean eating diet. Congratulations, you've mentioned it ad nauseum. There's no need to mention it again. I can clearly see that you're eating a thing of broccoli, zucchini, and squash and cauliflower. Good for you.
Those are just 4 things I do not want to eat much of.
I just pull out. And the second one you could do, this is a little bit more of a scorched earth. Just say you're out somewhere with him, and this is something this is like a shot across the bow. Just say, okay, so these are my boundaries. If you bring it up one more time, I respect your dietary wishes, but if you bring it up one more time, whatever event we're at, it stops right there, and I'm just getting up and leaving. So let's say you're in the middle of a restaurant. He says, hey, let me tell you about my vegetable diet. Date's over, out, and just do that continually until his behavior is modified. So it's like dealing with a child.
So instead of slapping him, you just get up and walk out.
Just whatever event is in, you just discontinue participating at that moment in time, and that's just kind of his punishment for bringing up something that you've already told him on prior occasions not to bring up again. And hopefully that behavior modification will work. It's like dealing with a child, right? You have to, if you threaten a child but don't actually do anything, then the child knows they can just do whatever because you're not going to follow through. So you have to treat him like a child. So you have to say, I'm going to do this. And then you maybe say it a couple of times, and then when he does it, there needs to be consequences, and then he has to live with the choices of those consequences.
So I thought you were going to say that every time he brings it up, she just goes, "I'll have a 64-ounce steak." Yeah,
so,
just right there. Yeah. Just start cutting pieces off. And just start flicking them at him or something.
And I'm assuming you guys live together because I heard you mention that in your tip. So, yeah, so hopefully he'll come around. And if he doesn't, then, maybe, there's some deeper-seated issues beyond the all-veggie diet, and maybe he's not the guy for you. If it doesn't stop in a reasonable period of time. That would be my guess because it goes deeper than,
I think once people get into something like that life-changing thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
They just get, they can be a little.
Holier than thou.
Yeah, it could just be a little overwhelming where they get it and they start saying things like, "Oh, I can't believe you wouldn't do that."
He's
are you eating red meat?
Yeah, he's proud of himself. Good for him.
Disgusting.
Good for him.
I don't understand why Melanie, excuse me, why Melanie's not open to Ted's usual suggestions of poison or move out or withhold sex. Those are three viable options for any situation within any relationship. Poison, move the fuck out.
That's literally how I deal with Ted.
Or hold sex.
That's exactly how I deal with Ted.
I wasn't actually going to make that suggestion anyway, so the fact that she mentioned that, I wasn't going to say...
The only reason you didn't bring one of those up is because she asked you not to.
No, Ted, I wasn't going to do that anyways.
Ted,
I'm guessing the same thing. Like, she brought those up. She just get, like, some other insane things that you're going to say.
I would say, worst case, just break up with the guy.
Those things.
I would take Matt's idea of buying a cow. Like, Matt wants to buy one cow.
Or maybe buy the guy
to eat.
Yeah,
he wants to buy not for a pet. Okay. He wants to buy a cow to raise it.
What's a pet?
Only
cow?
To eat it.
Or do this. You could kind of shame him. Just say if, like I said, every time he mentions the vegetable, the all veggie diet, buy him like a 10-pack of Bird's Eye frozen vegetables and just stuff it in the freezer. Like go overboard with it. Like you're on a dinner date. He mentions the vegetables. Waiter, bring me 3 orders of garlic. Flavored broccoli or broccolini. Here you have
I'll order
vegetables
for both of us. I'll have 2 steaks.
Yeah,
and he'll have just a mound.
Yeah.
Can we get a mound of potatoes?
Asparagus.
Yeah, for Mr. Won't shut the fuck up.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think in all seriousness, I think Melanie should participate in the discussion, but as sharp and adamant he is on one end of it about his becoming a vegan, she should add to the conversation saying, how she eats meat.
So just go
in other things,
go
right?
keto, keto crazy?
Yeah, but during the discussion, right, he's talking to her about how great it is and, trying to convince her possibly to do it, but he's more just speaking about, the lifestyle of a vegan. She should conversely talk about the lifestyle of a carnivore.
And annoy the shit out of him with that.
Well, I don't know what is it going to do. Just because there's 2 sides of the story, and they're both. It's a hefty discussion, right?
Yeah,
pros and cons of both of them. People think.
It seems like she's not adverse to it. She just doesn't want to hear about it.
She doesn't want to hear about it all the time.
But now she's forced to behave in a way she doesn't want to behave because now why should maybe she doesn't want to be like mean spirited like that. So she just wants him to stop talking about it. So
it seems like the way to get somebody's attention is to throw a dildo at him.
I was gonna say, or just.
You know what? So this is what I like to do when we have a guest. I always like to bring in, have our guests when they listen to our tip and then see what they think about what you said.
Of course.
Right? So we'll see. I know Gary's on here. Let's see if he can.
He hasn't moved.
I like that. It's a picture. I like that it's a picture. We haven't seen it. So hopefully he will jump on. Oh man, what do you?
I don't. That's been here.
I forgot this. I was accusing everybody of stealing it. It turned out I was here the whole time. So.
Gary, let me ask you this: when someone is annoying you constantly about the same thing, how do you deal with it?
It depends on what it is, but let's face it: you're not going to win with a vegan. That's what vegans do. Vegans talk about being vegan. So,
they're clinically insane.
That's kind of take it or leave it scenario.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's what they do.
Actually,
I've never. Right. No. Have you ever known a vegan that did not talk nonstop about being a vegan?
No. Gary brings up a good point. I was actually going to do this. Actually, here's a good analogy. Think of a vegan like a sovereign citizen. Treat them like they're just mentally ill. just don't confront them. Just treat them like you would treat the mentally ill. That's all. Okay.
And
tip over.
And Melody, you know what? And Melody, now you've got it. You understand how it works. See, once we bring the guest in, they put the icing on the cake, and then we can give it off to our listeners, and they can listen to that. Okay. Our guest this week is Gary Wasdin. He is the executive director of the Leather Archives and Museum right here in beautiful Chicago. Gary, welcome to the show.
Welcome,
Thank you.
Gary.
Welcome.
Thanks so much.
Listen, when I read about the museum and I was checking it out, I was absolutely blown away. This thing is so cool. But do this first. Give us the short version of what the museum is all about.
So we are a leather, and by leather, that's kind of an umbrella term for kink, fetish, BDSM. We are a research library, historical archive, and museum. We offer programming, all connected to the kink and fetish communities.
I mean, and it's really wild because here's the thing I was looking up. I kind of looked up what kink is, okay? And it just says unconventional sexual taste or behavior. So I'm guessing you guys deal with pretty much anybody that doesn't just, his girlfriend or boyfriend lays down, you get on top of them and start humping. Anytime you do something different, that's really kind of what kink is, right?
Yeah. It's a kind of relative term. It's different for everybody. What's kinky to you is probably vanilla to me. So it's,
Gary, I will tell you.
The bar keeps getting raised.
Yeah, Gary, I'll tell you what I told my grandmother. You have no idea how sick I am.
Actually, I do, because I do that for a living, and everybody comes in here and they think that they are just the sickest pervert on the planet, and that nobody else could possibly be into the stuff they're into, and then they see, a photograph or a painting of it hanging in the museum. They see books written about it, and they're like, "Oh, wait, I'm just like everybody else."
So that's what I was looking at. I read something where it said that right around 70% of people actually practice some kind of unconventional, have some kind of unconventional sexual taste. Does that sound about like what you see when people come in and you've seen kind of as you're doing your thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard, and people have done studies about to try and quantify this. So it's as good a guess as any, I think. But it is certainly incredibly common. I mean, and it also is as human as any other aspect of our personality. It's something that goes back to as far as recorded time shows us of what people enjoyed and, what people did. I mean, we're curious creatures. We have, large brains that are always trying to think of new things to do. And, sex is a primal drive in us. So we're always looking for something perverted to do for fun.
Yeah. Sure. And so you guys talk about history, and I was kind of looking it up. I mean, as far back as people having sex, there were things that people, I mean, might not be recorded things, but I'm sure somewhere that we haven't found yet, there's a cave drawing of, a caveman threesome going on, right? Or somebody like, like, honey, let's go outside of the cave and bang in front of this Tyrannosaurus Rex, right?
Right. And there are hieroglyphs of what we consider kind of kinky behavior of things like, fisting and obviously group sex and, piss play. And I mean, just stuff. I will say, we draw a really important distinction. It's like, yes, the sexual practices, again, have been around as long as we know humans have been around. It's a bit different because, of course, now it's consensual, and we know that for a lot of what we're seeing in, in historical sex practices, that everyone involved was not necessarily there by choice, that it was often their obligation or they were being forced to do so.
I think the weirdest thing about what Matt just said is having sex in front of a T-Rex. that would have been something else.
Yeah, that's a dime a dozen.
So I know.
Since dinosaurs and people didn't exist,
right,
yeah.
Oh,
how about a woolly mammoth? How about a woolly mammoth?
We weren't here when they were here, Matt.
Okay, so again, geography and history, not my strong
Exactly.
suits.
Right.
Okay? But I mean, if we bring back dinosaurs like they're trying to do in Jurassic Park,
I got you.
You know what? I'm going to be the first one.
Which one? Part 1 or Part 8? Okay.
Yeah.
But here, I want to talk about leather for a minute. I want to ask Gary a question. So, International Mr. Leather in Chicago, right? Is it still Memorial Day weekend? That weekend? Okay. Is it still at the Hilton downtown?
No, it has been at the Congress now. It moved to the Congress in 2018.
Oh, okay.
So it's at the Congress now. It's been at a couple of different places. It started in 1979 in a bar, and then moved to a hotel in its second year in 1980, and then since then it's kind of moved around to larger spaces.
What bar did it start at?
Started at one of the first leather bars in the country. Was here in Chicago. It was called the Gold Coast. And it was started as just a kind of way to get people to come in and spend money and drink. And was not international the first year, but by the second year, actually did have an international contestant.
I've been around. I mean, I've been downtown several different times when that's going on.
Yeah,
it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
different. I mean, it's unbelievable.
It's really fun because we kind of hang out up front. That's where we usually have cigars, like at night after all this stuff's gone on. And yeah, people kind of wandering by. And I mean, that's the joy of Chicago. Now there's a huge Latino music festival that's happening right there in the park in front of the hotel. So you've got everybody down there for that. This past year at the Hilton, there was a giant. I think it was the National Honor Society, like of high school kids meeting at the Hilton during this. Everybody's just out there kind of walking, on the street. There was last year there was a high school band competition happening at the Auditorium Theater right across the street. Yeah. And everybody just kind of does their thing and sort of walks by and looks and says, so, part of the Chicago experience.
So a good friend of ours, Andy, was for a long time the general manager at the Hilton downtown.
Yeah.
So he was running it. So he had to staff and prepare for all the different events going on, especially Memorial Day weekend for the Mr. Leather International or International Mr. Leather. And I think there was a ballroom designated, right, for all the participants and everything. Yeah. He said it was the stories he used to tell. He's like, man, you wouldn't believe some of the outfits. It's like amazing.
So I still, one of my favorite things, we were down there it had to be one of the first ones, and there's a guy walking around, and he's got assless chaps on. And we're walking around my family, and my son goes, Dad, that guy forgot to put his pants on. And I'm like, I don't think he forgot, big guy.
Yeah, right.
but he has spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle.
Okay, so since we're talking about the past a little bit, let's go in the Wayback Machine. The museum opened in 1991. Do you know the story of how and why Chuck and Tony started the museum?
Yeah, so obviously this is like right in the midst of the AIDS crisis. And for queer history, especially, at this time, the sort of typical scenario, someone had AIDS, they died. Their family often didn't even know they were gay. They would come in and basically throw away everything. It just so much of history was being lost at this time. So you saw during the 80s and 90s kind of a lot of new sort of gay history museums opening in general. And we were actually originally founded, Chuck Renslow, who founded the organization, he actually founded us as the National Gay and Lesbian History Museum. So that was his big idea. And almost immediately, like literally, I'd say about 2 months later, Tony DeBlas and a few others were kind of like, there are lots of other places doing this, but even at the time in the 90s, no one would collect anything related to sex. They would collect sort of very sort of generic vanilla gay history, but they didn't want anything to do with sexual history. So we changed our name and kind of switched gears there in 91 to focus on this idea of leather. And the term leather was used. It's always been a bit of a kind of sort of clean, happy, sanitized version when you couldn't say sort of BDSM, which would freak everyone out. But leather was sort of like a code word for broader sort of BDSM culture. So yeah, it became a place. Chuck's partner had just died of AIDS, and he was an artist from Chicago of erotic art. That, as an example, he was also a choreographer, and lots of libraries wanted his choreography archives, and they actually ended up at the Newberry Library here in Chicago, but nobody wanted his erotic art. So we also were kind of partly founded as just a place to preserve that art. And I should say, kind of with all of that too, we were never, even in the beginning, once we sort of switched gears to be a leather museum, it isn't just gay. I mean, I think the sort of queer community is a very visible part of leather, kink, and fetish, but it's across all sort of sexual orientations. I mean, there are just as many, kinky straight people and organizations and clubs and representation in the art and in the archives of the straight community, of the bi and pansexual community as well.
All right, and then how did you get involved?
So I'm a librarian. So I, that's my background. I've been library director in public libraries and academic libraries. And yeah, this job, I also, personally was part of the leather community. So, this was kind of like the dream job of having your personal and professional life all wrapped up into one thing.
Yeah, that is really wild. Okay, so when we're talking about BDSM, we're talking about dominance, we're talking about submission, right? We're talking about role playing, sadomasochism, that kind of stuff. I mean, it seems like when you have something like that, are people coming into the museum? Are they interested in that stuff, or do you see like, is it kind of equal? Like people who like into that stuff, and then people are just like, what is this? I don't know what this is. I want to kind of see what it is. How does that makeup kind of work with the people who come in?
Yeah, it's so for the museum aspect in particular, we're open to anyone over 18, and there are some people who come in here having no idea what they're walking into. The leather archives and museum. I mean, the sort of classic joke of people coming in thinking they're learning about belts and purses and handbags and things.
No way. Is that really happening?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like, you just think, oh, leather history. That's cool.
I saw them at the Renaissance Fair.
Grandma, we should go in there.
Right? Yeah, it's like, oh, leathercraft. So, it happens. Most people who come in have at least some awareness and knowledge of this. And I think the one thing, people know about the sort of sexual aspects of kink and fetish and BDSM. What they don't necessarily understand is that there are communities behind it, that there are, clubs, organizations, friendships, and that these go back, for the U.S. mostly to like the 1950s of organizations that were, people getting together with similar interests and things. So I think that's the one surprising thing for most people who come in, is just recognizing that, yeah, there's a whole world behind, whatever, people are into, and people like them out there.
And it's not always, here's one of the things I noticed. It's not really always about the sex. Like that's kind of almost a small part of it. Some of it is the art form of wearing leather or role playing, or, just enjoying bondage kind of as an art form. Like this is what, pictures and that kind of stuff. It seems like it's a lot more than just that generic idea that people have.
Yeah, and I think, it gets down to, well, what is sex? And, I think our sort of brains sort of define sex as penetration. If we can we say penetration on the air?
Oh, we can say, dude, listen, go hardcore. You can say anything you want.
Right. But we think of sex as like penetration only. And of course, sex is much bigger than that. And so, yeah, this is, any of this stuff. I mean, bondage is a great example. Bondage, may or may not have any of that sort of traditional idea of sex, but it is very sexual and it's very intimate. And even just, things like, dominant submission or role play, what we call sort of power dynamics. And it's more just about a relationship and kind of how you interact and engage with each other, with, kind of like a mistress and, boy relationship and like a female dominant might be sexual. It might just be controlling. It might be, clean my house and treat someone. There's people who are into furniture play, which is literally as it sounds, which is just, being like a table or sitting there and holding an ashtray while your dominant is smoking a cigar. So yeah, it is sexual, but it's not necessarily sex.
But a lot of this has made it into the mainstream for the past like 20 or 30 years, right? Yeah. Remember every which way but loose. There's a big scene with the motorcycle gang, right? There's many movies, right? What is it? Police Academy. I can't believe
you remember that movie.
Oh, I love that movie, man. And that scene, those scenes are funny. And Police Academy, right? The Blue Oyster. Yeah. It's like a leather bar. And
I remember that.
Yeah. And when the music kicks on and everything. Yeah. And there's Eugene Levy, right? Wasn't there a film with him where he got all leathered up for a scene? I forgot what movie it is. But there's a lot of film that.
Yeah, there are. And it's it's interesting because, like everything in society, there was a period of like the 60s and 70s where things were getting, very liberal, especially in like entertainment. And you would see, it was coded. I mean, there was a line that they couldn't cross, but you saw a lot of stuff in the 60s, 70s, and even into the 80s. And then the pendulum kind of swung back and things got a little more conservative and disappeared and, have since like swung back and, all the way to, I mean, the classic and also horrifying example of 50 Shades of Grey, which, was like the best-selling book of whatever year that was, right. Which, was in most people's minds who participate in BDSM was just a horrible representation of BDSM, but it was very popular and introduced a lot of people to the ideas and to the concepts. So yeah, and it's, there are little scenes, little bits and pieces. In regular movies, there was, the classic Al Pacino film Cruising, which was about the gay leather community, the mass murderer that was happening. And then, so, it's appeared here and there. And now it happens, it frustrates a lot of people because it shows up. I was trying to think of who it was. There was an actor at the Oscars a couple of years ago who was wearing like a leather harness over his like dress shirt. And it was very like kind of fashion. It had obviously nothing to do with BDSM, but was just trying to be sort of like edgy and cool. So yeah, it pops up in all kinds of places, like, films and things like that people see. And we actually have a fetish film forum here. Every month we show a different kind of fetish film, and they're a mixture of some are more obscure art cinemas, but a lot of them are some of these films that are just popular, maybe not necessarily blockbuster status, but popular films that represent fetish in some way.
So Lady Gaga's meat dress doesn't qualify, right? Because that's meat, right?
Right. I guess back to the whole vegan discussion, and we can't really go.
So you know what? That's not a bad idea. We could tell. Oh, what was her name? Anastasia. I don't even remember what her damn name was. That girl. We could just tell her to wear a meat dress. We could just tell her.
The meat dress.
Melanie from Spokane.
Yeah.
Spokane.
How do you remember that?
Because I wrote it down.
Oh, okay, but yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, just tell Melanie to wear a meat dress and say, "Let's get it on and see what he does." All right, so let's talk. Let's talk a little bit about the museum, because you guys have events and workshops. For people that here's what I'm seeing. You have all sorts of things, but if someone's interested in checking out or trying one of these things, you generally have a workshop or an event that will help them kind of understand how it is and have somebody kind of safely walk them through it, right?
Right. Yeah, I mean, one of the things about kink is, there are some things that we do that are dangerous. Life is dangerous, but, especially when you get into kink and sometimes what we call edge play, you're doing things where you're trusting someone to, just even bondage, someone is tying you up, you are kind of at their mercy. So we as do most organizations in the community, try to spend a lot of time educating people about how to be safe. We call it not necessarily how to be safe. That's maybe the wrong way to put it, because again, some things are not safe, but how to be safer, risk aware, at least know what the risks are when you're doing something, and how to take precautions. And again, there are all kinds of things just to think about, but mostly it's just understanding what you're doing, understanding just the biology of your body. And if you're, there are people who are into things like breath play and like choking, and I like, someone's hand on my neck. It's like, okay, that's fine. But, here are some things you should know about, your neck and where the arteries are and what you should let somebody do if, somebody is into, flogging, where they're being, whipped, on the back with a leather flogger. There are parts of the back that are safe to hit where you'll make a mark, but you won't cause damage. But there are parts of the body that you shouldn't hit, and you shouldn't let anyone hit you. And so it's stuff like that, just helping people understand, hey, it's okay that you're into this. Here's how to do it a little more safely. Here's how to be aware of what the risks are. And here's what to do if something goes wrong. And you do get hurt and something bad happens, from both perspectives, both from the dominant and the submissive perspectives of how to play safely.
So when you have a workshop, what percentage of people are into this, and what percentage of people do you think are brand new and are just saying, hey, listen, I talked with my partner, we're interested in doing this, and we don't really know how to start. I don't want to watch shit on the internet. Who knows? You might accidentally get a Dakota Johnson video, and no one wants to see that. So what do you think the makeup is of people who are coming to these workshops and kind of checking this out?
It tends to be more of the people who are newer to it, and it is often kind of as you described. A lot of times, it is people who come as a couple. And one partner is kind of interested in it, and the other partner maybe is a little bit more like, I don't know. And so they're coming to learn together. But it's mostly newer people. And, occasionally, again, we had just last year, we had a guy walk in off the street who clearly was kind of out of his element, because it was a Sunday. Most of our King classes on Sunday afternoons. And he was dressed in like khakis and a polo, which is not our style. And he, it was a fire flogging class. And so that's where you're flogging with the, like leather floggers, and they're doused in alcohol and then lit on fire.
Whoa.
And you kind of whip the back like that. So it's intense. I mean, even for somebody who's like in the, in the community, that can be intense and scary looking for flames sort of coming at you. And so, yeah, he had gone in and he watched it, and he like came out about halfway through, and he found me, and he was a reporter for like Chicago Magazine or something, and had been walking home from church and just saw us and just sort of stumbled in. He ended up writing an article, a sort of hysterical article for the magazine about stumbling into this class. And he described me as a giant guy wearing very small shorts that he was spilling out of, which was both offensive and accurate. But so, people come in, people wander in, and it's fine. There are, most of the classes we do are more sort of entry level. So they are geared towards people like that who are learning for the first time.
So can you buy like leather apparel? Is there anything for sale in the museum in that regard too? Is it a store or no?
No, we have a small like gift shop
Okay.
with just sort of like a typical museum gift shop. But we're right up here on the north side in Rogers Park, and
Right.
there are two leather stores within walking distance of us here.
Okay, hold on a second. I got to interrupt. We're a typical museum gift shop. Okay, you ready? Hold on a second. I'm going to give you just two of the things. I'm going to give you two of the things that I thought just were absolutely great. Number one, it's the water bottle, okay, that just has the word "cum" written on it with an exclamation point.
Nice.
Okay.
Typical, very typical.
Yeah, and the anal sex coloring book.
Okay.
Come on.
I mean, basically.
But
Listen,
what
You can get that at Target, Walmart.
Right.
You can get that just about anywhere.
what he means by typical shop is you have to walk through there to get to the exit, right?
Right. Actually, you do.
See, I love it.
You have to walk between the cusps Come
it's
and
good, it's good
we also
marketing.
have a piss water bottle, but we're sold out of that right now. But
Oh my God, I can't believe I missed that.
for the golden shower.
Yeah. Well, what do you get somebody who has everything? You get him the Big Dick coloring book, which is allows you to color in. I'm assuming I didn't get to look inside. Big dicks. Yeah. I mean that might be the greatest gift of ever.
Or if you're the WNBA fan,
it is pretty
big dildo.
It's all double page. We've had a lot of museums on the show. A lot of curators of museums. I mean, a lot, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
From Mustard, we had Thordor from the Penis Museum in Iceland.
Oh yeah.
They all have gift stores, gift shops.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And it's a revenue stream. You have to have it. Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you not? Why would you not have it? You know, it's a business. So
yeah. No, I love every minute of it.
Yeah, it's great.
How many people would you say come to visit the museum every day or every month? Every month. What do you think?
Every month is about usually between like 800 and 1,000 a month.
Holy shit!
And they're
That's
only
amazing.
open. You guys are only open Thursday through Sunday, right?
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's pretty good crowds. It's a pretty, we're like listed. We could exist somewhere else, but I mean, Chicago is really the right place for a museum like this. And so there are all these like travel guides of all of these like bizarre, quirky museums in Chicago, and there are lots of really cool ones. So we're in all these travel books and travel guides to Chicago. So, we get a lot of out of town people who have read about us or heard about us. And it's a lot of the things like cum bottles and piss bottles and stuff like that. It's not only cool, but it also builds buzz because that's the kind of stuff people want to post on their Instagram page. And so other people see it, and it's just like, I can't believe this exists. And it just generates a lot of fun. It's just an interesting, quirky place. It's not huge. It's about 10,000 square feet. So it's the kind of place people can do in about, hour and a half, 2 hours. So it just gets lots of people. And we're right on the Loyola campus. So we have lots of students that are here. And, certainly from my day in school, it's not just students coming into the museum, but, students, there are so many amazing classes that kids take in college now on things like BDSM and on, kink culture and fetish. And so we have a lot of students from universities all over the area coming in and actually doing research and writing papers and hanging out.
Especially the good Jesuit students from Loyola.
Of course. And they're all away from home for the first time, and it's like, I'm going to go to this fire flogging class.
Yeah, well, who do you think's the kinkiest of all?
Right. Yeah. Well, you guys are the museum at Loyola is literally like straight east of me. Like I'm almost as far west on Devon as you can get, and you guys are opposite.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, that's like a 4-hour drive up to Boston.
Oh my God, you're not even joking, right? It's like 4.5 miles, but it might as well. It's like an hour.
And you go through like 6 countries on the way.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing.
It's an amazing street.
Devon Avenue when you head east is absolutely amazing, and I joke about it all the time because a lot of these cultures don't get along, where they're at. And then somehow they find their communities right next to each other. It's awesome. Yeah. It's hilarious.
It is.
Well, I was joking with these guys, like, so around, I think it's Lawrence and Pulaski, it's obviously a very heavy, I want to say Korean and Indian population around there. But then you have the Admiral Theater, and then right across the street is a lovely adult bookstore that I've obviously bought a few deck of cards with in the past. So I thought that's like a very eclectic mix there, That
well, you go there to buy your cards.
Cards, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for bowling, yeah.
Well, I mean, we're in an old, this was historically a Jewish neighborhood, and our building was a synagogue. It was built in the 1950s as a synagogue, and people will come in, and Jewish people will often recognize it because 1950s sort of synagogue architecture is very similar and built very specifically. Mm-hmm. But my very first week on the job, I got a phone call, answered the phone. It was a very elderly woman who was like, a friend of mine is in town visiting, and the two of us actually went to school there in the synagogue in like primary school or in secondary school in the early 50s. And we wanted to come by and visit. And she said, I know what you are. She said, but I've never been in, and I want to know if I think we can handle it. And so, I kind of gave her a little bit of an overview, and sure enough, she and her friend showed up, and they were probably I don't know, in their 70s or 80s. And they like walked around the museum and they just had the time of their life. But the whole time they're like looking at, photographs of women pissing on the bed and guys beating each other. They're then pointing out, oh yeah, that's where Rabbi so-and-so's office was. And, this is where, we had lunch every, afternoon in this room. And it was
that's pretty cool.
Fantastic.
That's
it
cool.
was
Yeah.
Utterly bizarre, but that's very much kind of the Rogers Park neighborhood. It's just this weird mix of everything, and people just get along and kind of, love each other very much.
Yeah, it's great.
And it's so weird that it's just kind of such a individual thing, right? Where you just kind of living your life and trying new things and experiencing new things. That it seems like you'd almost want to. It seems like you'd almost want to bring like everybody into there and just say, well, here's what I was thinking about. We're kind of having a different kind of normal forced on us over the last, I'd say, 4 or 5 years, right? And there's a lot of religion involved in it, right? In your opinion, if some of the people that were trying to tell us how to live our life spend a night hanging out with you, hanging out there, hanging out with some trans people, hanging out with some leather people, hanging out with some gay couples, and do you think that would, trying to figure out that we're 99% all the same, and there's really very little that separates us, you think that would help people just kind of say like, gosh, you know what? I'm demonizing, or I'm imagining something that just doesn't exist.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's so easy to vilify this sort of anonymous. We never see it, we're not around it, so we just think the worst of it. And I think it's human nature in a way to sort of vilify stuff that's it's different for me. It's not like me. But I think once you're in it and you see the joy of people just living their life. And so I grew up, my father was a Southern Baptist minister. So I grew up in a very conservative, family, but, they were kind of the good conservative, which was, they were staunch Republicans. But they believed that nobody had any right to tell you how to live your life. Don't bother me. Just do what you want to do. Just don't, try to tell me what to do. And I think that's a lot of it, is just coming and seeing people are not, they're not bothering you. They're just having fun. They're living lives. They're, you just see that incredible joy. Market Days, was this weekend here in Chicago, which is, get to a point to where it's almost bigger than, Gay Pride in Chicago. And that's a lot of what it was. It's just people just, I personally don't really like crowds like that, but you just can't help but be happy when you see people just having literally the time of their lives, coming from, all over the country, all over the world, in fact, and just kind of letting go and, having fun and, enjoying each other. And I wish more people could sort of see that and feel that. And, at the end of the day, I wish more people could be that way, let go and sort of let go of all the baggage that they have of how they're supposed to be or what they're supposed to do. That's really what it's about. That's what, kink is. It's about saying it's okay to want to have sex in the same exact way, every single time, for, all of eternity. It's okay to be different and to do something different.
Yep. Market Days is always been, and I missed it this year, but it's by far one of my favorite festivals in the city of Chicago.
Yeah.
It's the best time. And it always seems, and I swear to God, when I say this, it seems like the weather is like perfect right? It's like hot. It's kind of hot. It's warm. It's like summer.
Everybody's posted today about, the massive storms we had last night today of, it's just perfection. It was beautiful all weekend, and then it comes in and it washes away all the crap off of the streets, and we move on with their lives.
So real quick, just for people who don't know, what's Market Days?
It is. It's kind of a neighborhood festival. It's a street festival, which many cities have. It's just kind of grown over the years. It's in the North Halstead, in the kind of big gay neighborhood in Chicago. And it's a street festival, meaning it's, the streets are closed and there's bands and there's vendors and there's food and beer and stuff. But it's
a great
kind
setup.
Of grown.
Yeah,
awesome. It is. It's just fun. And then, from that it's kind of grown. It's a lot of people do kind of consider it sort of gay pride, because, gay pride for a lot of queer folk don't really go anymore, because it's become, just a corporate shill.
Right.
It's just, there's the Target float and the Walgreens float, and So it's kind of become an alternative to that because it's not doesn't have that sort of corporate vibe to it. Right. It's just people having fun. And then there are all these parties that, the bars host all of these big circuit parties that are kind of connected to it. And and people are coming, it used to be kind of a local thing, but now people are coming from really all over the world to join in.
It really is the best. I mean, they set up the big stage on like the far end, right? I saw Sophie B. Hawkins there one year. It was fucking awesome. Yeah, she was great. And what's the name of the Mexican restaurant that's right there on that we always met there on the patio? It's right across the street from it's right next to
it's Chicago.
No, but this one's prominent. It's God damn it. But yeah, it was the best.
Taco Bell?
No way, man. No way.
That's Ted's go-to Mexican restaurant. All right. Listen, let me say this. If you want to find out about the museum, go to leatherarchives.org. Okay. Or you can just do what the whole world does. Go to Google, type in Leather Archives or Leather Museum or Leather Archives and Museum. You will find out everything you need to know about this. The workshops, the classes, the different things that they have. You want to loosen up a little bit. You can draw some naked people, right? You guys have.
That's going on right now, actually, outside my door, right out there. So
that'd be so difficult. That'd be so difficult not to cartoon draw. It really would.
Right.
I would super penis or giant boob everybody I see.
Have one if you're like a caricature artist, right? One of those guys. That would be great.
That'd be so awesome. Like that'd be so awesome. Yeah, Gary, thank you so much for being on.
Thanks, guys.
Oh man, it's just such a great thing, and we wish you all the luck. We'll mention everything in there, and again, leatherarchives.org or go to Leather Archives and Museum if you want to Google it. Gary, thanks so much, and good luck with everything.
Thanks, appreciate it, guys.
All right, take care.
Have a good night.
You
take
too.
care.
Oh man!
So what they do like live like artist modeling right now? So it's going on right now.
Yeah. So there is. You can do film screenings. Okay. They have a variety show. You can do kink classes, erotic photography. You can draw. They literally for $10 you can draw a nude person. The money that you pay to go in goes to the models. But yeah, you can learn to draw nude people, or you know what you can do? Learn to be comfortable with a naked person right in front of you, right? Yeah. I think there's a lot of things where people just, I don't know, chilled a little bit.
Just learn to be comfortable outside your comfort zone, whatever that might be.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I will tell you this, hitting someone while they're on fire is the most terrifying thing. I mean, were the people on fire or were the things on fire?
No, the things were on fire.
The whip, the leather, the tip of the whips were on fire. So actually, that's not even getting to autoerotic strangulation and
so there is
all that good stuff.
Well, that was part of it.
Getting hung by hooks.
As I was doing my research, there's obviously levels like a 1, all the way up to like
for sure.
Like I don't know, scale of 1 to 10. There's like a 13.
I've heard like with those type of power dynamics, like say you have the dominant and you have the submissive person. There's usually like a safe word. Like so, if someone goes too far, they say that word. Like if you're getting choked by your partner, which is obviously consensual. There's a lot of role play.
Ted, stop it! You're better than me at golf.
I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to get into it.
Well, no, you have to say something that you wouldn't normally say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be something no person would normally say.
Wow. I thought I was in a parallel universe. I thought, wow, you went crazy. I said, maybe you're drunk.
No.
I'll be honest with you, before because I didn't research it, so I actually thought it was a belt and shoe museum. I didn't think it was a kink museum. So when he came on there, I thought I was going to talk about the history of like cowboy belts.
I told you to look it up.
No, actually.
So wait, hold on. I mean, and I'm not saying on our show
that was pretty cool. No, that was pretty cool though.
No,
I'm
not saying
cool.
we wouldn't have the history of belts and cowboy and boots.
Just go to Renaissance Fair.
Yeah, but this is. Oh man, did you try to actually make us go to that? Because I
thought we were going to talk about the guy with the Pony Express who's got the leather bag on him with the mail in there.
Never go there about.
Oh, because I would be a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
I want to go to a Renaissance Fair.
I think I could be a dick on the show about it, but I don't think I could. I don't think I could
or
shitbag.
A state fair. Yeah.
It would be really hard. I think I would shitbag people. Yeah.
Isn't that like a Renaissance Fair, almost like going to one of those Gettysburg, recreation things where you go and you pretend,
dress up
and you pretend. And I think actually, on a sad note, I think somebody who was dressed up as a Confederate soldier or a Union soldier actually got killed by a real musket. While they were reenacting the Battle of Gettysburg or something. This happened just not too long ago.
I just don't believe that. Right. I think some of the stories that you hear, I think it's just cannon fodder for like Yahoo
Clickbait.
or
Rage bait.
Instagram or TikTok.
Okay.
Dildo Nets is real.
Dildo Nets is real.
Listen, you know what?
The struggle is real, Mark.
The struggle
the
for
struggle,
Dildo
the
Nets.
struggle to put up Dildo Nets is real. Okay, let me finish the sentence.
I
I thought
let me speak.
I sent it. The best part is though, I forwarded you.
What was the third comment? You said the third comment's the best. I didn't get that.
I want to share this with Matt. We'll end this real.
I go straight
quick.
to the comments.
No, and Ted, I respect you for that because it is the funniest part about it. Oh shit, it's not showing up now.
That's all right. You know, we got something to look forward to for next week. I will watch it, and I will look at the comments. But I swear to God, you send so much stuff.
No, I don't.
You do. But I mean, people do. People send me all sorts of shit.
We're not people. We're your compadres. We're your coworkers on this show.
So one guy said,
you need to bump us to the top of the list when people send you stuff.
Is that what the guy? No, I mean, I get so much stuff. People send me stuff and it's like, talk about this on the show, or this would be great for the show, or I want to hear you talk about this. And I was like, okay, it's just not that big of a fucking deal,
right?
But
well, somebody the comments are so funny because it says that all 13 WNBA teams are now required to install safety nets to protect against dildo thrown incidents per league officials. And
how about just throw? I don't understand why
man,
they're making
a
big
deal.
Something. Why aren't they just saying objects being thrown on the court?
This is word for word what NBA Central put out there. This is the NBA Central. They literally said that. They said against dildo thrown incidents.
So they're encouraging people to show up just to throw dildos.
That's what Ted and I talking about.
That's like saying, don't read this book. Well, what do you think is
going
to happen?
One person says, wait a minute, there's 13 women's basketball teams? It's like everyone's learning about all the different things.
That's pretty fun. It's good advertising in a way, though.
One guy said that we are on the verge of witnessing. We are on the verge of witnessing a dildo launching like machine we've never seen before. I mean,
how are you gonna? When are you gonna sneak that?
It's called a trebuchet.
You gonna sneak that in like the guy in that movie with Clint Eastwood who made a plastic gun so he could shoot the president. You're gonna sneak in a pieces of play. You're gonna bring 6 guys. They're all gonna have a part to the dildo launching machine. It's all gonna be composite so they can get through.
So you didn't see what I sent, Ted? You saw it, right?
I couldn't access the third. I just trying to look for the third.
So
comment.
So here's what I said. I said because you were golfing, man. I said we need to send Ted to a game with a foot-long dildo in his pants and a real 3 Idiots hat and T-shirt on, and at the bottom of the hat it'll say court dildo with an arrow pointing to the dildo in his pants to see if he can get through security. At the bottom of your shirt, it's going to say court dildo with an arrow pointing to the dildo in your pants.
So first of all, we couldn't send Ted to do that. So I obviously.
But the premise is the dildo is so big that nobody would reasonably believe it could be thrown on the court. So it's just obviously a publicity stunt.
So wait, hold on. It's so big that you wouldn't believe it's there, but you brought it because you like to have dildo fun while you're watching. It's just
symbolic,
game.
But nobody would take you seriously because no one can throw a mega dildo that far to even reach the court, even assuming there wasn't a net.
I've seen somebody launch a dildo.
All right, can think about the words you just said because they will haunt you for life. I've seen someone
like a chest pass.
You just said, hold on.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen someone
just
launch a dildo.
Yeah.
When did you see someone launch a dildo? Because I'm calling bullshit on this.
I think I told you the story.
Okay. This is how this is the dildo story. This is how this show will end. Please tell the dildo story that I don't remember.
So we're all in the alley playing basketball. There's like 6 of us.
Age and people.
We're all between the age of 14 and 16.
And you're hanging out with your guy friends.
Yeah, we're all playing basketball in the alley.
So it's a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
Okay,
we're all 14, 15, 16 years old. Maybe like 15, 16. Yeah, we were definitely like 15, 16. So a car comes down the alley. And it's I don't know, a boyfriend and a girlfriend, and they're clearly fighting. So when the car comes down the alley and you're playing basketball, obviously car and you got to move, right?
Car.
So everyone's focused on the car coming down the alley. Well, the car's coming down the alley and you could see that it's a couple fighting. They're like arguing. The car stops, and then it goes and it stops, and then now it's approaching us. And as it gets past us, what I would call, I think it's called a jumbo jack. It's a big black dildo. It's huge, right? Thick, huge. Goes flying out the window. The guy took the dildo and just launched it out the window of the car. And we're all standing there like dumb, like what the fuck just happened?
And then he drives off?
And they just sped off. Like they were fighting, like he had this dildo and they were fighting over the dildo. I don't know what happened.
Do you love me or do you love the dildo?
The dildo left the vehicle.
No, you know what happened? He just
the jumbo jack left the vehicle.
Yeah, you know what happened?
I have never heard that story in my life.
So
That's
now
pretty cool.
So then we're not just going to let that jumbo jack lay in the alley.
Of course not.
Where are we going later that day to the NBC Carnival, Neighborhood Boys Club Carnival behind, on Addison, on Irving, right? Okay. So we take the jumbo jack on a tour. Now there's like 8 of us.
That's pretty cool.
And you're carrying around.
Andy's carrying the dildo around.
You're carrying around a very, very large. Hold on, let me do a Trump. Very, 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 very large black dildo.
So we at one point, and this is, imagine we got to walk. We have to walk a good half a mile, 3/4 of a mile from where we were to the carnival. Now it's getting dark out. And he's got this dildo, and he's just fucking like flopping it around in the air. Goes up to one of those, games, right? Where there's
Carnival
a guy
games,
there,
yeah.
And he slaps the dildo on the table. He says, "Give me 3." I don't know what he said.
Yeah. But it's funny, actually that's a good place to bring a dildo because most of the guys who work in the carnival are registered sex offenders anyway. Right, so he's right at home. So I use this in prison.
Between the laughing and there's no phones. This is like 1990,
of course,
1989, 1990. So between the hysterical laughing nonstop for 3/4 of a mile, him holding it up in the air, the situation how he came upon this dildo, him bringing it into the carnival. It kind of wore itself out because now it was getting kind of embarrassing, like dangerous, because he's got this dildo and he's waving it around. There's kids there, there's families. So like, dude, you got to just throw it down, just get rid of it. He threw it on the ground, and then as soon as it hit the ground, my friend Dave had a running start and kicked it,
Yep.
and this fucking dildo flew in the air. I'm gonna say like a good 25, 30 yards.
It's a good kick.
Hit the ground, bounced, and hit a little old lady in like the shoulder, like the neck area. This little Polish woman. And now we're all 25 yards away, and we witnessed the dildo fly in the air, hit the ground, bounce up, and hit this woman in the shoulder. She doesn't know what hit her. She looks down on the ground. Now we're all standing like 20 yards away from her. She has no idea where it came from. And I don't even know. I can't explain our response. We were like half scared. It's the funniest thing in the world. Oh, shit. It hit this woman. She looks around. She looks onto the ground. She sees the big black dildo. She turns around. She sees all of us laughing. She picks up the fucking dildo.
Oh, no way.
She picks it up and throws it back in our direction.
Wow. That's pretty cool. That's pretty funny.
Dude, and then, and then it was just like, it never ended. And
well, now you got to keep it now. I mean,
well,
it's almost meant to
we
be.
just,
you got to run away from it.
We had to run away, dude.
It's like burning a Ouija board, then it shows up the next day. You got to keep it.
We had to leave the carnival at that point.
So you weren't trespassed from the carnival. You left voluntarily.
It was one of the craziest.
So you had like dueling dildos.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, but if I was Mark, if I was that age at the time, and I'm playing with buddies, and we don't have, there's no cell phones, there's no nothing. You got to stimulate yourself by doing real world stuff. And I saw a dildo. Yeah, that would be like the mascot. We'd be taking that thing all over the place.
It wasn't just a dildo. This thing was massive.
It was symbolic.
And how it all started and how it all ended.
No, but I was just going to comment.
Can you imagine cleaning up the carnival at the end of the night and having that thing laying around?
Mark. I guarantee you that guy cleaned up at least 7 dildos. Yeah, 7 dildos.
Man, don't be ridiculous. This was not a WNBA game.
Yeah, 5 pocket pussies. Yeah. Oh my god.
No, that's pretty cool. That was pretty cool. But I was going to say the reason when the guy threw the dildo out the window, likely he just got rid of the competition.
Yes,
he got rid of his girlfriend's.
So we can end the show on that dildo story.
Oh my god, my stomach actually hurts from laughing. Okay, Ted, last thought.
How many times do we mention the word dildo? That's all I want to know. Don't answer that question. That's rhetorical.
It's literally become the Dildo Show.
It's one of the funnier words in our vocabulary.
It is pretty goddamn.
I mean, you could
funny.
use it for anything.
Yeah.
You could call your friend a dildo. Get out of here, you dildo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, it used to be a big one.
Yeah.
That used to be a big one.
That predecessor.
Yeah, you don't hear
douchebag.
that. Yeah, you don't hear that in the vernacular.
We used to call people dildos, not douchebags.
Yeah. It's actually seems like a less harmless version of it. It doesn't sound as mean spirited. The dildo.
It doesn't. It actually
makes you
sounds
just sound
fun.
kind of silly.
Yeah.
You're a penetrating object, but maybe you're not. I don't know. I don't know.
That's what people are thinking, Ted. Oh, I just called him a penetrating object, but not a mean one, right? One that you can use or not.
Well, just like Gary said, it's not all about penetration. So,
Yeah.
So get your mind out of the gutter.
All right, Mark, last thoughts. Jesus Christ Almighty!
If a dildo comes out of a car, moving car, embrace it.
You did.
Make it part of your day.
Make it part of your day.
Yeah. You know what?
I mean,
wait.
we were going to the carnival regardless.
Yeah.
But
now you're
when you go to the carnival with a dildo.
Where there was 8, there was 9.
So basically, make the dildo your friend.
Yeah.
Make the dildo your friend. Okay, got it.
And I'll one up that. If here, wherever you are going on a day, if somebody throws something out of the car, pick it up, take it with you. Whatever it is. Just pick it up, take it with you, and make it part of that day.
Empty big gulp cup?
Ted, whatever it is. Whatever it is.
Okay.
Just make it part of your day, right? Maybe you could fill that up. You could take an empty big gulp cup, fill it up with a bunch of little dildos, right? And then you have a cup of dildos. And now you have a great story because, 40 years later, you get to tell, 30 years later, you get to tell that
it's
story.
funny. Well, if that didn't happen, he talks about it like it happened yesterday because that's how the impression it left.
I mean,
yeah.
Yes.
It's one of those things you don't forget about.
No, this was this is literally like 38 years ago.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you know why you don't forget about it, Ted? Because in your lifetime, it'll only happen once. Someone will throw a dildo out of a car. So that'll only happen
And
once.
this is before we had cell phones or anything like that. So you start walking around, right, the neighborhood, and then your other friends are meeting up with you at this spot at this time to go to the carnival, and they see you got a fucking giant dildo with. Where the fuck did that come from? How did you get it? How did you get that? And you got to tell everybody the story about how it got thrown out.
You're the talk of the town. Yeah. So here's my last question: Is a big gulp cup of small dildos the same as a bag of dicks? Like what's? Let's talk about that. So we'll save that for another time.
Oh my God, we will. All right. Listen, I tell you what. There are times when we have guests on, and it is just so awesome. I love talking to all the different people we talk to. We've got some really cool stuff coming up. I got to keep it on the QT because we're just kind of figuring out schedules and figuring out what we're going to do. But, man, I'm telling you, tell your friends, if they listen, to listen all the way to the end of this show because the dildo story is worth it is worth the price of admission. It is absolutely worth the price of admission. Keep listening, keep enjoying, and we'll see everybody next week.